Shabbos, Columbus, a good Erev Pesach. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's daily dose of digital Torah inspiration here at Sinai Studios, Judaism Today. This week we stand on the brink. The Shabbos before Pesach is known as Shabbat HaGadol, Shabbos HaGadol. The rabbi typically gives a big speech. He goes over the laws of Pesach. Sometimes he says ideas about Pesach. It's a very famous Shabbos, the Great Shabbos. And typically the explanation is, the reason for this appellation, why is it called great, is because there was a great miracle that happened to the Jewish people on the brink of the Exodus. On the Shabbat before the Exodus, the Jews were commanded to take the Korban Pesach, the Paschal lamb, which was also one of the pagan Egyptian deities, tie it to their bedposts and ready it for slaughter. That should have evoked a pogrom amongst the Egyptians. How could you be doing this to our God? It's blasphemy, it's heresy, it's terrible. They should have wiped the Jewish people out. Miracle happened, God saved the Jews. Shabbat HaGadol, great miracle. That's why we celebrate. However, Rabbi Norman Lamb shares an incredible idea and a different perspective on this. Rabbi Lamb says as follows. He says the reason for Shabbat HaGadol's appellation of being of greatness is not only for the greatness of the miracle which God did for the Jewish people, but it's for the greatness of the Jewish people themselves. Do you know what courage it took to fulfill God's command, to risk their lives, to perform the mitzvah of the Korban Pesach, the Paschal lamb? Do you know how dangerous that was in ancient Egypt? These slave people whose life was probably valueless to the Egyptians were now going to do something which they considered blasphemous. And yet they did it. And that is the story of the Jewish people for all time. The Jews' faith commitments have been so strong from time immemorial throughout history that under every era, in every circumstance, the Jews are willing to give it all for their religion, to give it all to show Hashem that we care about Him, to give it all for adherence of the Torah. That's greatness. Shabbat HaGadol is not only about the greatness of the miracle that God did for the Jewish people, but it's about the courage, the greatness of the Jew. The greatness of the Jew to stand up for their Judaism, for their Torah. And this is something we can all consider this Shabbat as we get ready for Pesach. There's going to be a lot of dead time this Shabbat because you're not allowed to do work. You can't prepare from Shabbat to Passover, so you have to have a really early meal because it has to be done, before you're not allowed to eat chametz anymore on Erev Pesach. And so we have a lot of time, and we can consider how we can be more courageous Jews in our own life. What areas can we show? I know it's easy in America, but can we show God we're going to be more courageous, we're going to be more bold, we're going to be more prideful? And this is the lesson for the Shabbos. Let's take this lesson, have a great Shabbos. Let's get ready for Pesach. And let's be great Jews. Yehudim Gedolim on this Shabbat HaGadol. Have a great Shabbos and a great Pesach. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Judaism Today. If you did, please make sure to follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, or check into our podcast wherever podcasts are listened to. And we look forward to hearing from you more.